Hi, my name is Tammy. I'm the CEO at Singles Travel International and a connection guide at Single Life Today. And tonight is Travel Talk with Tammy. Every Tuesday, we're getting together and we're meeting as singles over 50, and we're sharing what we love and we're learning about new travel destinations. And tonight, we're going to talk about the USA. So it's about 3 months. No, we're in the half of the year for 2021. And the world is starting to open up. Yet there are some hoops that we're still having to jump through. And a lot of us would rather, even though I believe the reward is worth the extra effort, having just come from the Bahamas and I had to do a couple of extra steps myself, the reward was worth it. However, there are a lot of places in the United States that are open to us right now, and there isn't any constraint for us to travel. So first of all, let me ask, we talked about a little bit earlier why we joined tonight. What do we love about traveling with Singles Travel International? And we got to know each other a little bit, which is exactly what this community is designed to do. Let me tell you the difference. When you're with Singles Travel International, as many of you had said, so I'm preaching to the choir, we have a dedicated professional concierge with every program. Not only are they professional, they're friendly and they're caring. And that's what it takes to be a member of our team. We also have the online community. So you have a chat when you book a trip. You're able to see the profiles of everybody who is traveling on a vacation, even before you invest. With your free membership, you join and you're able to see all the members of the trip before you even go. Now we've got the live virtual community. So you're able to meet singles. And by the way, everybody's 50 plus. So there are people in your age range. You're also going to find that with our vacations, we include a lot more. And finally, when you're a premium member, you're a single and you save on your own space. So let's dive into what we have coming up in the United States between now and the end of January. And we're putting up more trips every day on our blog. So if you haven't had a chance to visit the blog, please go there. It's the bottom of every page. And any trip that's not ready to be viewed yet on the website is available on the blog. So take a look there. So tonight I'm going to talk about travel in the USA. And there are a couple of points about these vacations. First of all, there aren't any safety protocols that have to be followed anymore. We're in that space, guys. We waited for this for so long. So all of the destinations that I'm going to preview today are open. We're able, as long as you're vaccinated, and if you're not, there are ways to manage travel, and I can answer your questions tonight. But if you're vaccinated, you're able to travel to all these places. You don't have to take a COVID test. And in most cases, you're not having to wear a mask anymore. If that's required, as it is in our international destinations, we're still following all of the safety protocols because one of our core values here is respect. We not only want to respect our teammates, we want to respect the members who are traveling with us. And just as Lisa said, she's a global citizen. So when you're a global citizen, respect is huge. We're going to be introduced to many cultures around the world and how beautiful it is when you're humble and you show up and you learn, and that's how we change our lives. Actually, we get to open ourselves up to that new place. So the other thing that I think is key for you to know is everywhere that we're going at the best time, the best season to visit that city. So we're not going to take you to Belfast when it's raining, 80 inches for the week, right? We're going to take you to, and of course it's international, but we're going to take you to the destinations that are the best weather. And we of course have some really good offers. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and let's see how I get this going. Here we go. So I'm going to talk about the US, and the first trip, this is the next trip that we have going, which is the Alaska Summer Singles Adventure. Here's all I have to say about this vacation. This trip is literally a safari. So some of you may have a bucket list to go to Africa for a safari, and I absolutely recommend that incredibly. That's a dream trip. since we're not able to go to South Africa right now, or to Kenya, or to Botswana, or some of the places where we would go, Alaska, right here in our own country, is the same. You're going to see animals. You're going to be able to experience. I mean, Mark, I know you're going. I can't wait to hear when you come back. If you were in Denali and you came across a bear, I want to hear about that story, because I have a feeling that that is likely to happen. Now, I know you're going to have a guide and they're going to be experts, but this is the closest thing that you can get to a safari without going to Africa. And we're right here in our own country, right? So we're going to see bears and foxes and whales and more bears. This itinerary takes us from Anchorage round trip, but we go to Seward, we go to Talkeetna, which is a sweet little town, which is actually at the foot of the of Mount McKinley. And that's a great place for whale watching, for flight seeing, for hiking. And then we're going to board a dome rail car that's going to take us from Talkeetna to Denali National Park. And Denali National Park is the home of Mount McKinley. If in the perfect scenario, you should be able to see the peak of the mountain with the snow. As you can see right here, this gentleman in the bottom left, he's doing a kayak ride in that park. You'll be able to hike. You have 2 full days there. But the dome rail car, which you see up here on the left, is a beautiful opportunity, because it's about a half of a day and you're there, and all of the ceiling of the rail car is glass. So you can take your pictures, have a nice lunch, and just enjoy that trip. You'll be able to see whales when you're in Seward. We're going to take you out for a whale watching experience. So if you love nature, you love animals, and you know, by the way, why are we doing Alaska? Well, because the Alaska cruise opportunities were dried up. Last summer, there were no cruises. This summer, they started to open up. One of the constraints was the fact that we couldn't go into Canada. And well, without going into details, there was a reason why any ship that's not built in the United States couldn't go from a US port to a US port without hitting a foreign port. So Canada was our foreign port. So that is why we didn't have an Alaska summer, and we're just now getting into it for this summer. So we're doing a land program, so our members are able to do Alaska. And guess what, guys? I'm not going to say anything bad about Alaska cruises, because they're awesome. You're never going to see the amount of wildlife that you will see on a land tour in Alaska. It's just like you're going to get up close and personal. And we're going in August. And so in August, the weather is incredible. If you're going to go for best weather in Alaska, it's going to be in August. And here, you probably know this, but you may not, but they're closer to the Arctic Circle, and the sun is shining longer there than it is down here where I'm in Florida. So by the time August rolls around, everything is supersized, because it's been a long summer. The sun may go down at maybe 2:30 in the morning, and by 3:30 it's coming up already. So the gardens are beautiful. Everything is just incredible. And August is the best day for the most sunny days in Alaska. And I'm not guaranteeing anything, but I love August for Alaska, because you have a better chance of nice weather all the time. I was able to do a hike up there in August one year, and it was in the 80s, right? So that's why we always at Singles Travel International do Alaska in August. So if you like to fish, you like to hike, flight seeing, salmon fishing, salmon eating, all of those things are going to be highlights of your trip in Alaska. Now, we're offering a couple of promotions there. When you make your reservation with us, you're getting a free brewery tour in Talkeetna. I don't know about you guys. I haven't had any beer from Talkeetna right now, and I think it'll be a fun excursion. And as well, our premium members are getting a free pre-night stay in Anchorage which is a great, that's a great bonus, because no matter where you're coming from in the States, I think that's a long ride. So Anchorage is way up on the West Coast. So it'd be nice to come in a day early and rest and relax before you start your tour. After Alaska, we have Santa Fe for Labor Day weekend. We always love to do holiday weekends because that's a time that our members find, they're by themselves. Sometimes people have family, but sometimes you're by yourself and you want to do a fun thing for the weekend, for the 3-day weekend. You get that extra vacation day. And so this year we're going to Santa Fe. And these are a couple of the highlights of that destination. There's an incredible culture with the Indians that are there, and you're going to be able to learn more about that. The shopping is wonderful. By the way, Santa Fe is the oldest capital city in the United States. So it goes way back when. So there's a lot of history, a lot of culture. This picture here on the left is Bandelier National Park, which has, which dates, they've got petroglyphs that are proven to be dated about 1,000 years ago. So we're going to take you on a tour to that park. You'll be able to learn a lot about what was there, what was perceived to be there. And to me, Santa Fe, it's part of the Rockies. So you're actually about 7,000 feet above sea level at the Sangre de Cristo mountain range. And that's what you're looking at right here on the left-hand side. It's just it's so stunning. And that's what I think of when I think about Santa Fe. It's unique. It's extremely beautiful scenery. There's wonderful food. The cuisine there is unique. So you're going to be able to eat food in Santa Fe that you might not have anywhere else. Chili peppers are one of their main. So if you have trouble with spicy foods, you better tell our concierge up front, because everything is nice and spicy and delicious. But there's just such a great culinary energy there in Santa Fe. And we'll be taking you to some of the best restaurants. On the right-hand side, that's the downtown, that's the plaza. And again, look how sweet it is. It's Pueblo style. And that's pretty much what the architecture is that you're going to see while you're in Santa Fe. So some key things to take away about Santa Fe is it's a holiday weekend, so you have an extra day of vacation. It is super unique. I haven't really visited any other city in the United States that was like Santa Fe. It's old, but it's got a hip vibe. Food, wine, art, and shopping are huge in Santa Fe. And when you make a reservation with us, we're going to give you a free foodie walking tour. And we hope that you do that before June 27th when that expires. And here's my favorite. Vicky had to arm wrestle me for this one, but we're giving, if you're a premium member, sorry, with us, you get a free sunrise balloon ride. So can you imagine getting in a balloon with champagne as the sun is rising? Has anybody here done a balloon ride before? Mark, Susan? Okay, great. If you have never, it is magical. You go out and it's still dark. So we're going to take you to the site, and then you get to watch them blowing up these balloons using, I don't know, it's a combustible gas. It looks scary. And as the balloon is filling with these flames in the dark, it's incredible. And then the sun starts to come slightly up, and you get in your basket. And then before you know it, you have a pilot who's taking you up over the mountains. The sun is rising. You're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And nobody can hear you except for the people in your basket. And it is a little scary. And then we come back down and we do a little bit of champagne toast. And it is absolutely something that is, it's a must for everybody. And so try it here in Santa Fe, and then do it with us again when we go to Kenya for our safari next year. So Santa Fe is going to be a special, and it's just the weekend, guys. So not a big commitment. Who can tell me where we are right now?
New Orleans.
New Orleans, Bourbon Street, USA. Has anybody here been to New Orleans before? Okay, almost everybody. All right, great. If you have not, and by the way, I was not there until probably 1995, which was, at that point, nobody could believe I hadn't been to New Orleans before because it's such a great party town and I'm kind of known for fun. Once I went there, I've been 6 or 7 times now. It is so convenient. Everything is located right within this French Quarter. So when you guys are looking down this street here, this is Bourbon. Those big buildings are across Canal Street. So everything you need to do is inside this French Quarter. And of course, there's bars and restaurants and things on Bourbon Street, but there's so much history and so much kind of a blend of cultures in New Orleans. I mean, that's what happens when you're in port cities. You get this influx of people from all these different places. So there's French influence, and then there's African influence, and then you have Native American influence, and you have, all the guys that showed up and overcame all of that. So it's a nice
Creole
blend.
as well.
Pardon?
Creole as well.
Yes. And so there's some French speaking, there's French and Creole, and the cuisine has been influenced by all of those blends of the different cultures. So it's wonderful. And so there you can party and you can eat and drink, but there's also plenty of history, plenty of fact and discovery that you could really spend weeks in New Orleans, but most people can only handle a weekend because they're eating too much and drinking too much. Here is a couple of, this is my all-time favorite. My very first oysters ever were in New Orleans. That is at Felix's. That truly was the first ones I've ever ate. They're ginormous, delicious. Those are roasted on the top, raw on the bottom, and it's right around the corner from our hotel. We only stay in the French Quarter when we go to New Orleans because we want it to be safe for everybody. Not to say that the city's not safe. Everything that you want to see is pretty much in the French Quarter. So we keep you there, and that way you can walk around and have a good time. Now, our particular weekend getaway, and I'm so excited. We got the email today. Guys, French Quarter Fest is live, and it's a go today, 100%. If you wouldn't know this history, but we had a New Orleans French Quarter Fest in April of 2020. We moved it to October of 2020. It was canceled again, and we moved it to April of 2021. And some of us went in April because we said, you know what, we're going anyway. Brad was one of them. And we had fun, but we didn't experience the festival. So we moved it also to October. And it is, as of today, I got the email. They're super jubilant. Everybody's excited because it's a go now. So we are going to be there for the New Orleans Music Festival. It's French Quarter Fest. So sometimes there's a confusion about this festival and the Jazz Festival. And Jazz Fest is world renowned, and the artists are famous and talented, and they come from all over the world. But it's out on the fairgrounds. So you have to take a bus every day from the quarter and go to the fairgrounds, and there's one or two bands. There's probably 4 or 5 bandstands, one main stage. There's no seating really, so you have to bring your own seats and blankets and everything. French Quarter Fest is right in the quarter. There will be 23 bandstands, 23 different bands, and that's the official music. Then any musician worth his or her salt within 200 miles of New Orleans shows up for this event, and there are pop-up bands all over in the streets. You can be walking around and all of a sudden you'll see these young people playing their instruments together, and it's sitting in is what they call it. Every genre from Zydeco to Dixie to jazz. So if you're a music lover and you like a party, this is definitely going to be a weekend for you. So here's my pop quiz question. What famous trumpet player was born in New Orleans? Anybody want to take a guess?
Louis Armstrong.
Yeah, nickname Satchmo. So jazz is a core music for New Orleans. There's a great place called Preservation Hall where it's standing room only. You wait and you get to hear all of these amazing musicians. But this weekend in particular, you're just walking around the quarter. It's all included. So festival with 23 stages. We're safe. We're at the Wyndham right in the French Quarter. Incredible cuisine and nightlife within walking distance of everything in town. You want to see the famous cemeteries. There's the parks, eating beignets and drinking the coffee. We also do a great brunch at Muriel's. The food in New Orleans is amazing, right, Brad? You had a great, you probably gained a few pounds in New Orleans, didn't you? No. So here's the great thing, premium members also, you get your own room for the same price as the share. So you save on your own space. You get $360 off when you're a premium member. Utah. How many people watched Linda on our Facebook page in May while she was in Utah? If you didn't get a chance to do that, go back to our Facebook page, and she did an incredible, Linda's one of our new concierges, and she did an incredible documentary of all the different parks that we visited in May, and we're doing it again in October. So this one is a definite adventure vacation. We call it the Grand Slam because I made a mistake, and it's actually 5 parks, not 4 parks when I named it the first time, because a Grand Slam is really like 4 runs, right? I should know better. I played baseball, but it is a super Grand Slam because you're getting 5 national parks. And so these pictures right here, I think this is one of the highlights. It's called the Narrows in Zion National Park, where you actually hike into these super narrow crevices in the rock formation, and you get to walk through water. And of course, we're monitoring all of that. So we're not going to take you there if the levels are too high, but that doesn't happen too often. So this day, we're spending quite a bit of time in the Narrows and going through Zion National Park. And the thing about this tour is that even though it's all red rock, each and every one of these parks has a uniqueness to it. So the scenery is stunning. And look at this group here. I'm going to see, I don't know if I don't want to try to bump it up. I'll probably mess the presentation, but if you see there, that's our group standing. This is in arches, right? So it's just a ton of arches. And I understand that on the last trip, there were a couple ladies that weren't, as active as the rest. And so they really were struggling with one of the hikes, and Linda made sure that they made it to the top. And so it was a huge triumph for them. And I say that because I want you to know that, when we do a trip and we ask you to fill out our form called the Fit and Willing to Travel, there's, some functional information like what's your flight, and did you add your a transfer and things like that. But then we also ask you questions like, what is it that we could do to make this trip life-changing for you? What is it that you're looking for when you get there? And so Vicky and Linda and Sylvia, they will take that information, and that's not lost on them. They're secretly looking around to see how they're going to make your dreams come true. So don't be shy about that, right? It could be the craziest thing, and don't be surprised if they don't pull it off for you. So that is what the difference is with a singles travel international vacation. We're truly trying to help you take your life to a new level. We're focused on that. We're intentional about that. And this trip was a very meaningful trip for everybody, but especially those 2 gals. And many of you have met Mary Lou. She was on that one, and she was achieving some things that were on her bucket list. So that was excellent. So October 17th to the 24th, it's incredible weather in Utah. We're going to visit 5 of the national parks, which are really, among all the national parks in the United States, among the best. Arches, Canyonlands, Capitol Reef, Bryce, and Zion. And again, premium members pay no more for your own space. So you have a savings there. So when you go to check out with one of these programs and you're a premium member, you'll see a premium member we call it a variation. That's not going to mean anything to you, but when you see the different offers, you'll see one for premium. So it'll be the same price as the share, but because you're a premium member, you don't have to pay extra and you get your own room for the same price as the share. This is a great, listen, after the year and a half that we've had, who couldn't use a little R&R, TLC? Just, I mean, I picture a week relaxing, sitting by the pool, having some drinks, eating some good food, kind of hanging out with some really cool people. Here's our resort by day and by night. One of the favorite things we did this trip last year was this gathering in the evening outside to have cocktails by the fireside. So because we went last November in the height of, COVID, everybody had to wear masks. We had to distance still, but we were still traveling. So we did, a limited amount of vacations, and they were all in the United States. And this was one of them. And boy, what happened was we did it for a weekend. Everybody came back and said, I could have used more time, or they added more time. So that's why this year we're doing a full week. We didn't really just mess around with the weekend because everybody stayed longer or desired to stay longer. So now this time we're doing a full week. And so you have the opportunity to golf, to hike, to shop, to do the spa, just spend some days doing nothing but relaxing, breathing in the fresh air, feeling free, feeling liberated, and doing it in the company of other single people just like you. So this is a beautiful, beautiful opportunity. It's a 5-star resort. And we do have a special opportunity for premium members where you get upgraded to a suite, I think. So I'll look at that in one second. Let's see what's happening. If you're a golfer, wonderful, wonderful place for golfing. Thousands of courses in Scottsdale, and our concierge from Singles Travel International will help coordinate your tee times. And what you're able to do on our website is start to meet the other travelers on the chat, see who else maybe is a golfer. And when we do our meet and greet, we can also solidify who is it that really wants to be golfing while we're in Scottsdale. We can do some golf tee times for you. Some of the best courses in the world. By the way, I golfed this morning. I'm super, super tired and super sore. I went with my dad. We hit about 50 balls, and I think I got a little bit better after 50 balls, but but when I look at this screen here, it looks a little difficult compared to what I had this morning in front of me. But anybody can golf, it's a great sport. Maybe you're a hiker. That's another thing. Even we're in Scottsdale, there's tons of mountains around us. And if you have never been there and seen these beautiful cactus, it's a stunning location, and it's very peaceful, and you can really dig in and spend some time with yourself. Chill out. So highlights of this vacation are that we're at a full service resort with every amenity: bars, restaurants, spa, pool, world-class spa. We're near all the attractions. We're not within walking distance of downtown Scottsdale, but there's a shuttle that will take us there that's included in the package. So anytime you want to kind of jump in this shuttle with a couple of members from the group and go do some shopping or have some lunch, it's totally doable. So it's a wonderful way to kind of just relax and unwind after this crazy year that we've had. When you sign up by June 27th, we have a free Apache Trail tour with lunch, and premium members get an upgrade to a king suite. So that is a huge, huge upgrade. Vicky did a site inspection last time, and it was everybody who got the upgrade really, really loved their digs. So I hope that if you're a premium member and this is looking good to you, you take advantage of that. Coming soon, more weekend getaways, more USA. We are doing New Year's Eve in Las Vegas. So many of us might have been to Las Vegas many, 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 many times, right? And think, oh, I don't know, do I need to go to Vegas again? But I don't know. You know what? It's been too long for me. So I would absolutely want to do it. I think that Vegas is going to come back stronger, and we're going to, and it opened, the shows all opened up last week, and most of them sold out almost instantly in one day. So Vegas is always fun. And New Year's Eve, I can't think of a better place to be. So if you're not taking one of our cruises and you're wanting to stay a little bit local, this would be a great way for you to ring in the new year. It's a 3-day weekend. You'll have a chance to stay or come early or stay a day later if you want. But if you really just have that 3 days and you want to come and have a nice party and hang out with some fun people and celebrate and ring in really finally a good new year, that would be great. Join us in Las Vegas. And then shortly after that, in January, we're going to be doing the Miami Heat singles weekend. We are not going to go see the Miami Heat, but that's the name of our trip. I love this picture here. This is Mangoes down in South Beach. And every time I've led a group, I always take them to Mangoes because these beautiful people dance on top of the bar, and they do incredible like samba and salsa and all the Latin dances. And then of course the dance floor opens, they teach you, you get a chance to get a good flavor of it. It's definitely a show, but it's a fun thing to do in South Beach. And we'll have a lot of other awesome activities planned for you guys in Miami. I'm not too far from there. I love Miami. I love the food. I love the culture, love the people. And so if you have never done that and done it like, you know, with a kind of a local flavor, that could be a really fun weekend getaway for you in January, which by the way, for a lot of us, it's cold where we are. So this would be a nice weekend, and it's not super busy that weekend. It's not President's Weekend or any of the other holidays. So airfare should be nice. And it'll be just a fun getaway for us for the weekend. So just reminding everybody that premium members always save on their own space here with Singles Travel International. And what is a premium member? Well, it's a membership that you are able to join. We have an annual opportunity or a lifetime opportunity. And that means that anytime you travel with us as a premium member, there's always an option on the checkout page where you save money. Usually it's equal or more to the cost. Well, it always is equal or more to the cost of the membership. And oftentimes you're saving thousands of dollars on your vacation. So I know that many of you here are already premium members, but if you are not, and you want to sign up tonight with Lisa, she's here. She can put the link in the chat, or you can email her. She's LCORTIJO@Singles Travel. Lisa, you want to put your email in the chat for us? If you guys are looking for, if you're not already a member and you want to talk about premium, just email Lisa and she'll talk to you about it. And if you're not premium and you want to join, tonight, I'm offering you $100 off the lifetime membership. So instead of $697, you can get it for $597. So just go ahead and email Lisa and she'll give you the link for that and explain more about it. So, well, guys, I want to open up to questions now and see if anybody has anything that you want to chat about before we, you know, let's just hang out, because that's what we do here at Single Life Today. I'm going to close off the recording. Thanks everybody for joining us. And we can always be reached at singlestravelintl.com or singlelife.today.